hashtag MSC was to refer to multiple stimulus checks coming to you every single month. But suddenly in the month of December, you could get multiple stimulus checks this month. In fact, in some states you are. What's going on? Some states are now delivering a stimulus check to you, and then you also qualify for a rent stimulus check. That's check number 2. Third, next week you're going to find out if a federal stimulus check will go out before New Year's, somewhere between Christmas Day and the week after. That would be the third stimulus check. What's going on? We're going from no stimulus check to suddenly 3 stimulus checks? Yes. And some of these are no longer a question of maybe, it's a fact of when. What day are you actually going to get it? The finish line has been crossed for some of you. This is exciting, great news. You're only hearing it tonight on LALATE. And boy, let's get it rolling on Evenings LALATE. Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm so excited for you. As state stimulus checks are coming out from major states, more states are going to be announcing the state stimulus checks tomorrow. Then they're adding rent stimulus checks to go out as well. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, we'll hear when and if that federal stimulus check is coming out to you additionally. You qualify for all of these and more. I'll be detailing all these stimulus checks, these breaking developments across the board tonight in something that's unfolding just in the last few minutes. So please go to the front of this channel, subscribe, because no one's ensuring to get you informed, educated, and knowledgeable about all these stimulus checks than me. And I'm fighting to get you stimulus checks right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. Some of these you get automatically, some of them you don't. Some of them you actually have to do something. Others you get automatically. I want to ensure that you get all of these, so please subscribe. Also, like this video. It really helps in the algorithm rankings. In this video, I'll go over states like Minnesota, Maine, Colorado, New Mexico, Oregon, North Carolina, Pennsylvania that are delivering stimulus checks in the next day. They're in the mail. Can you imagine? Then I'll be going over states like Mississippi, Ohio, Kentucky that people are getting stimulus for rent, utilities. Then I'll be turning to the federal stimulus check. The federal stimulus check, the one with Representative Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders, which I've been talking over the last few days. I'll explain to you when and how that would formulate and how you would get that as well. Suddenly we've gone from no stimulus checks, potentially 3 stimulus checks or more. No one fights for this better than you and I do. And with that, I'm so excited. I got a lot of notes. I just hope I don't trip over something or knock over something on the set. But with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as we sit here today is that millions and millions of Americans will be getting stimulus checks from both their state, private organizations, and the federal government over the next few days. And let me explain to you potentially what's going on. First, there's some stimulus checks that are now confirmed. States have announced that stimulus checks will be coming from some states to their residents. What's important to understand is that some states have been announced. Other states are expected to be announced the next couple of days. But first, let me go over what has been announced and what is planning. State stimulus checks are coming from Minnesota, $500. In Maine, you're getting a $600 stimulus check. In Colorado, you're getting a $375 stimulus check. In New Mexico, you're getting $1,200. In Oregon, you're getting $500. In North Carolina, you're getting $335. In Houston, the city of Houston, getting $1,200. Pennsylvania is working on a stimulus check. It's pending. Also pending for stimulus checks by states are New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, and Delaware. Counties are issuing state stimulus checks. Counties are issuing county stimulus checks. They are $1,000 in Jacksonville, $1,200 in Orange, Nome, Alaska. Also pending, Escambia County, Florida, Fort Worth, Texas, and Gadsden County, Florida. So those are actually in the mail. That is the first set of group. The next set of group are the rent stimulus checks, the food stimulus checks, and the Utility stimulus checks. Let me go over each of those. Rent you stimulus, all these you have to actually apply for. Rent you stimulus checks are being sent out in Atlanta, San Diego, Houston, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Nashville, multiple counties across Georgia, like DeKalb and Gwinnett. Those you actually have to apply for. It's not automatic. You have to actually ask for them. Then there's other states that are also doing rent stimulus across the board as well. Those include New York through the one-shot program. Then we turn to the nonprofits. Nonprofits are paying rent in several of the states for viewers of this channel. The viewers have reported that they have gotten rent from several of the following nonprofits in certain states. Pull out a pen and paper. Again, you have to apply for these to get them, and they may qualify only during a certain period of time. They may run out. Viewers have reported receiving rent stimulus checks in Mississippi from Mercy House, Home Saver, Salvation Army, and MSHDA Eviction Diversion. In Indiana from IndianaHousing.org and 211. In Las Vegas from Clark County Services. In Kentucky, they've received utilities from Community Action. In Pennsylvania, United Way. In New York from One Shot. In Michigan from Salvation Army. In Arizona from New Leaf. In Delaware 211. Texas 211. Rhode Island Crossroads. El Paso from Project Bravo. From HEAP, they've received heating. In Rhode Island Housing Authority and also Crossroads. Then they're reporting they have received rent across the country in different respective states and cities, often from United Way, Children's Charities, St. Vincent de Paul, Salvation Army. Also, Texas, St. Mary Magdalene, Catholic Charities, a commonality of Community of Ministries in Kentucky, in New Jersey from the United Way, in Ohio from Community Action, in Massachusetts from Interfaith Social Services, and in Phoenix, Arizona from TCDC. So there you go. Boy, so first we've gone over the state stimulus checks and the county stimulus checks on their way. The ones announced, more to be announced in the next few days. Then we went over the rent stimulus checks being announced from your cities and counties. You got to apply for that. That's free money. That's another stimulus check. Then we announced the nonprofits that are doing rent stimulus and utility stimulus and food stimulus. You have to apply for that. That's the third one. Now let's turn to the federal stimulus check. That's on top of all these things. You get all of these. Ultimately, the more things you apply for, the more you get. If you only want one, then you only get one. If you want more, then keep on applying. The federal stimulus check, of course, is automatic. You don't have to apply for it. It would land in your bank account. So what is the deal provisions and what is the routing times? The deal provisions are the following. That Representative Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders are saying, get this done and get it next week. Or else. What is the or else? Shut down the federal government. I've detailed extensively on the channel, so no reason to really go over the details anymore. The nuances of it, the deal provisions, the memorization of it, and the memoization of it will be formulated in the next 24 to 48 hours. You need to be on social media and hitting very, very hard with Hawley, M.O., Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and AOC, and then also hitting with McConnell and his chief of staff and his press secretary, his communications director, and also hit Broadcast News, the wonderful, charming Kelly Evans, which is Kelly at Kelly CNBC, and get the message out very loud and clear. Hashtag LALATE, hashtag Purple Power, hashtag stimulus checks or shutdown. Get the messaging out very loud and clear that the bill that is proposed by Representative Hawley that is set to block everything else that has a stimulus check, it needs to get revised because the language may suggest that adult dependents may not get it. Really not clear. $1,200 for adults, $500 for children. Meantime, PUI has to get extended in it, and eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance. Get the messaging out really loud and clear. So when would you get that check? That check would land 10 days. It would land in your bank account 10 days after it becomes law. If you're signed up for electronic receipt for SSI and SSDI, Social Security or Railroad benefits or Veterans benefits, or you pay your taxes electronically. So that would be 10 days thereafter from when they became law. It's not going to become law on Monday. It's not going to become law on Tuesday. So there's no way to physically get it by the 25th. You would likely get it you would have to get it after the Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but before New Year's. Again, this is another stimulus check on top of everything we're talking about here. So is there more stimulus checks than coming in January? Yeah, so Joe Biden is promising multiple stimulus checks coming in January. This is hashtag MSC. He says stimulus check every month until the pandemic is over. Now, viewers may sit back and say, that's a lot of stimulus checks you're covering, LALATE. Well, guess what? A lot of things have involved, and this is what's going on. States are unhappy with Congress. They made it clear. They're unhappy with Congress. So states are sending out stimulus checks. Then nonprofits are unhappy with states because the states have not provided you stimulus, so they're stepping forward and giving you stimulus. Meantime, Congress is under fire to do something, and Representatives Hawley and Sanders and people like, Senator Hawley and Sanders are stepping up saying, hey, you need to do that stimulus. Then Joe Biden's having a problem with everyone. He says, hey, we need to do multiple stimulus checks, one check every month until this pandemic is over. He promises that in January. We haven't seen the deal provisions. Of course, Senator Harris wrote the provision originally, $2,000 a month every month for 6 months until the pandemic goes away. And there's yet another stimulus check. Which one is that? This one is only for SSI and SSDI and Social Security and railroad benefits. This is $2,400 a month, $200 a month every month until the pandemic is over. And then a lifetime upgrade of upwards of 20%, and a new benchmark tied to something other than COLA will raise your benefits annually. That's a lot of stimulus. Well, I'm not done there. Joe Biden is also promising you hazard pay in January, EIDL 2 rounds, PPP, and rent, eviction, and the CDC grant, and also the Lifeline grant. Can you keep track of that? I can't. I don't know how I do it on my memorization, but I do. So there you go. So what do you need to know about this? What you need to know is that certain things are available to you right now. Certain things are automatic. With the exception of the very first set of states that I detail at the top of this video that are automatic, generally, you need to do the rest yourself until we get to the federal stimulus check. You need to reach out to your city, county, and state and find that money right now. That money right now. You need to call City Hall, County Hall, State Housing Authority, County Housing Authority. I've had people say, is there anything in Florida? Yeah, it's right on the website. Not my website, but their website. You go on Broward County's website, you go on Miami-Dade's website, you go on Orange County's website. It says, hi, here we are, rent stimulus. Come and get some. You have to apply. Now, ultimately, if you wait too long, this money, use it or lose it, may be lost. It will be returned back to Congress in no less than a few days. But what's important to understand is that more states are going to be announcing stimulus by the minute because they have to literally use it or lose it. Then, if you've looked, can't find your city, county, and state, you've heard about the nonprofits, you're a little confused, and then you say, well, I heard stuff from my state, but I missed it. You can take this video and do the rewind button. There's a toggle at the bottom of the screen. You can toggle it back and play it back to hear your state. So if you heard me mention three companies in Mississippi that are helping out, you could play it back and hear that part. Finally, if you go through all that, you're like, I'm just not really good with this stuff. I'm 85 years old. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm really not good. Then reach out to the volunteers. The volunteers are on the community page of this channel, which I set up. It's very simple. It's in the pinned comment up on the corner right to this video if you're watching on a computer. And if you're not, if you're watching on a cell phone or a handheld device, then we'll look at the sticky comment to this video, open it up. The bottom of it says, here's the community page, news.lalate.com/community. There's upwards of 15 volunteers. They're separated from Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. They're there to help you. They're doing about 30 to 60 new cases a day, so please be patient. And they're there to help you find this rent, food, and utilities as well. Understand that this is the things that are out there. Don't invent things that aren't out there. I always have someone say, can I get money to get a new truck? No, this is not the motoring channel. Can I get money to get a new hairstyle? No, that's Nancy. You got to ask for that about. But there's so much exciting news. And so, boy, I'm just really excited for you. If you have questions to tonight's video, especially about CARES Act 1, then tune into the CARES Act 1 video of every day, which is Purple Power Live. It comes up right after this recording. It's every night about 7:30, and it gives you all the details about how to get this state stimulus checks, these state stimulus rent. You know, it was no less than 14 days ago when I moved into the subject matter. Initially, people got confused and they're like, I don't want to hear about grants. I just want to hear about stimulus check. Well, guess what? This is all stimulus checks. It's just coming from different people. And it, some has a different envelope on it. But other than that, it's all stimulus checks. And the word grant scared people, so you don't hear me say that word anymore. It's all stimulus. The only thing on this channel that is not stimulus that I do cover is EIDL. That is not stimulus because it is a debt instrument. But we're getting to the finish line. We're getting to the finish line. We're over the finish line. States are now giving you stimulus checks. But as for the purpose of the finish line for Congress, the battle is underway starting tomorrow. So take this video, tag the politicians, tag Holly and all those people, and make it very clear. Stimulus check needs to be sent out in the CR. Stimulus check, $1,200. Eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, PUA, and UI continuation. We're done. That's it. Repeat it again. UI, PUA, eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, and fix the language of Josh's bill so it doesn't exclude anyone. See how easy things are when you do it right? If you have questions, comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below. I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. Join me in just a few minutes for Purple Power Live. I'll see you there. International viewers tune in from around the world every night, from Lebanon to Russia to Portugal to Guam to Thailand to the Philippines. It's just an international telecast that literally pulls in about 15 to 20 countries every night. And it's one of several live recordings on this channel every night. I also go live on Being a Mitch on Afternoons LA. That pulls an international viewership. Thousands of people tune in for Q&A. I do Q&A on those videos. Being a Mitch is about unemployment, but Purple Power Live is about your CARES Act stimulus. With that, have a great evening and see you in a few minutes on Purple Power Live.